pritza, so that every mouth can be fed. Israelites. Wake up in the morning, singing my pritza, so that every mouth can be fed. The Israelites. Shut my tear out, drives a leg on. Don't wanna hear the right body get tied. The Israelites. Wife and my kid, they take up my leave. Darling, she said I was yours to be free. My Israelites. Up in the storm, yourself, you're down. My Israelites. My Israelites. My Israelites. My Israelites. Wake up in the morning, singing my pritza, so that every mouth can be fed. My Israelites. My wife and my kid, they take up my leave. Darling, she said I was yours to be free. My Israelites. Shut my tear out, drives a leg on. Don't wanna hear the right body get climb. My Israelites. After the storm, there must be a calm. Get up in the storm, yourself, you're renowned. My Israelites. My Israelites. My Israelites. My Israelites.
Thank you, Shul for this amazing opening performance of the Israelites. There will be a lot more to come from the Shul of Rock later on in the program, so please stay tuned. Hi, I'm Hyim Bessin. I'm one of the Gabaim here at Shomayim Congregation in Toronto, and I welcome you to the 28th annual performance of the Cavalcade of Stars in support of Jews for Judaism and their amazing outreach work for Jews both here in Toronto and around the world with all of their work on YouTube. Due to lingering COVID-19 protocols, we are once again doing the program pre-recorded and available for you on YouTube. During this year's Cavalcade of Stars concert, we will feature a display of stained glass windows from our former synagogue building on St. Clair Avenue West here in Toronto, like the window behind me commemorating the holiday of Simchat Torah. These windows were dedicated either in honor of various members of Shomayim or in memory of dearly departed loved ones. A full color display of these windows will be available and presented later on in this program. Now let's get started with our program, which I'm sure you're going to really enjoy. Our first act is presented to you by Rabbi Jesse Shore, former assistant rabbi here at Shomayim Congregation in Toronto. Rabbi Shore received his ordination from Yeshiva University in New York City. He also received a master's degree in Bible. His interests are rabbinic literature, Bible, and analytic philosophy, and he's also an amazing singer. He also loves keeping Jews Jewish. Rabbi Shore will be accompanied by Jews for Judaism's amazing Rabbi Michael Skobac and Rabbi Eli Cohen, two incredible treasures of Jewish spirituality and outreach here in Toronto. But first, let's hear a few words from Rabbi Shor himself.
Hi, I'm Jesse Shor, the previous assistant rabbi at Shaarei Shomayim congregation. I am privileged to be included once again in this year's Cavalcade of Stars. We are celebrating the 28th annual Cavalcade of Stars in support of Jews for Judaism. And we are so excited to feature such wonderful performers and talent who have volunteered their time to make the Cavalcade of Stars so special. We want to thank Shaarei Shomayim congregation, to the staff and lay leaders for their warmth and generosity. We also want to thank Jerry and Sandy Genesove for their persistent and crucial advocacy for Jews for Judaism. Thank you to Julius Ciss for his direction and leadership, and we are greatly indebted and thankful to Rabbi Skobac, whose tireless work and excellent programming for the Shul in recent years has been a huge success and a great uplift for the spirit of our community. Finally, we would like to thank you, to everyone here, for your investment in defending and strengthening our sense of Jewish identity and purpose. That is the noble mission of Jews for Judaism. Yashar kochechem. May we all go from strength to strength, mechayil lechayil, and we hope you enjoy this year's 28th annual Cavalcade of the Stars.
Thank you, Rabbi Shor, for your words of introduction, and now we are going to really enjoy your kumzitz.
Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Hey, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Hey, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael 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 Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael 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 Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael 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 Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael 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 Chai.
In life,
the things that we ultimately end up going back to are the memories that we have from our childhood. And when I would walk home with my father every Friday night, me and all my other siblings, when we came home and the table was set for Shabbos, the lights, the candles were lit, we would all line up for my father to put his hands on top of our heads and to bless us. Yisimcha Elikim Ke'Ephraim V'Chem Menashe. And those moments have stayed with me all my life. And I in turn do that with my children every Friday night. I bless my children. And I can tell you as a parent, I don't think I am more sincere and more heartfelt in any prayer that I make than the prayer that I make for my children. And so it's possible here tonight, as we're singing these songs, to offer a silent prayer to God, asking God to watch over all of our children, all of our families, that Hashem should watch them and should guide them and lead them down the path of our forefathers.
Tov lehodos l'Hashem, Tov lehodos l'Hashem, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, Tov lehodos l'Hashem.
So this song, keep going, this song it's a song about giving thanks to Hashem. One of the greatest things that Judaism teaches is the concept of gratitude and thanking Hashem. And the more you thank Hashem, the greater the joy you find in your life, because you start to remember all the things there are to be happy about. And that's what this song's all about.
Ulehagid b'boker chasdecha, Ulehagid b'boker chasdecha, Yemunascha b'leilos, Yemunascha b'leilos, Tov tov lehodos l'Hashem, ay 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 Ulehagid b'boker chasdecha, Ulehagid b'boker chasdecha, Yemunascha b'leilos, Yemunascha b'leilos, Tov tov lehodos l'Hashem, Tov lehodos l'Hashem.
It is good to give praise to Hashem.
Tov lehodos l'Hashem, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon,
To your exalted name.
Tov lehodos l'Hashem. Again, Tov lehodos l'Hashem, Tov lehodos l'Hashem, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, Tov lehodos l'Hashem, ay 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 Ulehagid b'boker
To tell in the morning, chasdecha, about your kindness.
Ulehagid b'boker chasdecha, Yemunascha b'leilos, Yemunascha b'leilos, Tov tov lehodos l'Hashem, ay 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 Ulehagid b'boker chasdecha, Ulehagid b'boker chasdecha, Yemunascha b'leilos, Yemunascha balilos tov tov leodos Lashem ולהגיד בבוקר חסדך ולהגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונסך בלילות ואמונסך בלילות טוב טוב להודות להשם.
This is a story about the Baal Shem Tov. Baal Shem Tov was the founder of the Hasidic movement, and there are many legends about the Baal Shem Tov, many people that he's met, many people he's interacted with, lives that he had changed. And this story will illustrate why, and the story will disappoint you because it doesn't have a satisfying ending, but it might help us to better understand the power that the Baal Shem Tov harnessed. The story goes like this. Are you listening? Right. One time, Baal Shem Tov was traveling in his horse and buggy. Now the Baal Shem Tov had a driver who would control the horses, tell them where to go. Every time the Baal Shem Tov got on his horse and buggy, the driver would ask him where to go. He'd say, Mr. Baal Shem Tov, where do I go? Baal Shem Tov had a very, very interesting answer. Every time the Baal Shem Tov got on his horse and buggy, his driver would say, Mr. Baal Shem Tov, where do I go? Baal Shem Tov would say the following lines. This is what he would say, listen. He would say, let the horses run. He would say, let the horses run. He would say, let the horses run where they may. Let the horses run. Can you guys sing this with me? Let the horses run. He'd say, let the horses run. He'd say, let the horses run. And that would be it. That was the only instructions that he would give his driver, which sounds so strange, because he would just tell the driver, let the horses run. And so the driver would oblige. This is a story about the Baal Shem Tov. Baal Shem Tov was the founder of the Hasidic movement, and there are many legends about the Baal Shem Tov, many people that he's met, many people he's interacted with, lives that he had changed. And this story will illustrate why, and the story will disappoint you because it doesn't have a satisfying ending, but it might help us to better understand the power that the Baal Shem Tov harnessed. The story goes like this. Are you listening? Right. One time, Baal Shem Tov was traveling in his horse and buggy. Now the Baal Shem Tov had a driver who would control the horses, to tell them where to go. Every time the Baal Shem Tov got on his horse and buggy, the driver would ask him where to go. He'd say, Mr. Baal Shem Tov, where do I go? Baal Shem Tov had a very, very interesting answer. Every time the Baal Shem Tov got on his horse and buggy, his driver would say, Mr. Baal Shem Tov, where do I go? Baal Shem Tov would say the following lines. This is what he would say, listen. He would say, let the horses run. He would say, let Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Meira Yavo Leino, Mashiach Ben David bin Meira Yavo Leino, Mashiach Ben David bin Meira Yavo Leino, Mashiach Ben David bin Yavo Aleinu, Mashiach Ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hagiladi. Oh, b'meira yavo Aleinu, Mashiach Ben David bin Meira Yavo Aleinu, Mashiach Ben David bin Meira Yavo Aleinu, Mashiach Ben David bin Meira Yavo Aleinu, Mashiach Ben David Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Eliyahu Hagiladi, B'meira Yavo Aleinu, Mashiach Ben David bin Meira Yavo Aleinu, Mashiach Ben David bin Meira Yavo Aleinu, Mashiach Ben David.
Thank you, Rabbi Shor, Rabbi Skobac, and Rabbi Cohen for an amazing, uplifting, and inspiring kumzitz. As a young teenager in 2014, a very talented Shui Edelstein became the primary video editor of Jews for Judaism's educational videos that can be found on its popular YouTube channel. Over 2.5 million people viewed these videos in the year 2021 alone. While attending Yeshivat Zichron Meir from 2011 to 2020, Shui received his associate's degree from the Royal Toronto Conservatory of Music in classical music, music history, literature, and theory, grade 10. Since then, he has performed many piano recitals for the public. Shui is now the president and creative director of Focus One Films Incorporated, which is a multimedia production company operating globally out of Toronto. It offers full-service media, specializing in video production and animation. Please welcome our very own Shui Edelstein. Thank you, Shui, for reintroducing us to the fine splendor and beauty of such fine music. So many of us don't appreciate the soothing and inspiring benefits of solo piano music that you have clearly mastered over so many years of practice and precision. Yishar kochacha to you, Shui. Rabbi Elliott Diamond, interim senior rabbi of Shaarei Shomayim congregation and Judaic studies principal of Netivot HaTorah Day School in Toronto, has been intimately familiar with and strongly supportive of Jews for Judaism's holy and inspiring work since its inception. Rabbi Diamond met Julius Ciss, executive director of Jews for Judaism, from the moment he walked out of Christianity and came here to Shaarei Shomayim in the early 1980s. We welcome Rabbi Diamonds.
Thank you, Hyim. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am so honored to be part of this wonderful event, Cavalcade of Stars. I first want to acknowledge the passionate, committed, and intelligent work that the two people leading Jews for Judaism are doing, Rabbi Michael Skobac and Julius Ciss. Julius reminded me of the very first time that he and I met almost 28 years ago around someone's Shabbos table. And he told me his story, his own family journey. And I'm here tonight to express my gratitude for the opportunity to be connected to this important endeavor called Jews for Judaism. The opportunity to connect to and save the lives of Jews who haven't had the opportunity to anchor themselves in the beauty, the holiness, and the vibrant traditions of Judaism. I'm standing tonight in front of a window, and during the presentation, you'll probably have a chance to see many of the beautiful windows that were part of the old Shaarei Shomayim when it was located at another part of Toronto on St. Clair Avenue, which, coincidentally, Julius told me, both he and I attended as much younger people. And the windows, for me, have a very special message. I recall, as a young person, my father telling me the following. He said, "It's always more important and better to stand in front of a window than a mirror." And my father explained, when you stand in front of a mirror, the only person you see is yourself. But when you stand in front of a window, you see a wide variety of people who pass by, some sick, some poor, and you understand that you have a chance to make a difference in somebody's life. And what organization more than Jews for Judaism understands the importance of the windows in our lives? They are a window into the beauty of Torah for those perhaps who haven't had a chance to glance inside. Julius reminded me that this is the 28th year, and I've been involved in many different ways, some more, I think, impactful, and others less. For 28 years, those of you who know Hebrew know that every letter in the Hebrew alphabet has a numerical equivalent, and the two letters for 28 are Chaf and Chet. And what's the numerical equivalency for Chaf and Chet? Koach. 28 stands for strength. And I wish, on this cavalcade of stars, I wish for Rabbi Skobac and for Julius Ciss, I wish for all of us that we have the koach, the strength, the commitment, the passion to do what we as Jews need to do, standing in front of windows and looking for those brothers and sisters, people whom we may not know, who need us to help them discover perhaps what we already know. You know, we're just a few days away from the holiday of Purim this year when I'm having the chance to share this video message with you. But if you recall the story of Purim, one of the points that Haman made as to why his evil plot could in fact be successful, while speaking to Achashverosh the king, he told the king that we can defeat the Jews. Why? Because they are a people who are mifuzar or mifurad. They are dispersed. They are separated. And in their separation, they are weakened. Jews for Judaism understands that the strength of our people is grabbing on one to the other. The strength of our people lies in our connection. The strength in our people is when we care for each other and bind ourselves one to each other. I bless Jews for Judaism and all of its supporters that we continue to do this work, that we grab onto the holy neshamas, the souls of our brothers and sisters who may not know the power that resides within each of them as Jewish members of our community. So on this 28th anniversary, may we have the koach, the strength. And I wish strength to Rabbi Skobac and to Julius, Ciss, and to all of us, so that next year, as we approach Purim perhaps, we'll be able to celebrate, not here in Toronto, and not in front of these windows of the old Shomayim, but maybe we'll be able to be standing in front of another set of windows, the set of windows to be built in the Beit HaMikdash, representing the unity, the power, and the future of the Jewish people. Good night, everybody. Mazal Tov.
Thank you, Rabbi Diamond, for that important and inspiring message. Your support and encouragement of Jews for Judaism is important and extremely appreciated. For those of you who have not yet made your annual contribution to Jews for Judaism, please consider going to the website at jewsforjudaism.ca and please click Donate. Thank you so much for your important and vital support. For our next segment, please welcome Arbah Bashir, which in English means four in song. They are four singers with many years of barbershop harmony experience and members of the Toronto Jewish Chorus. By combining their Jewish heritage with amazing barbershop musical style, they have blended the melodic tunes of their Jewish heritage with the striking a cappella harmonies. Arbah Bashir is David Bernstein, the lead, Larry Grupp, the tenor, Brooke Jacobs, baritone, and David Wiener, the bass. This presentation is a retrospective of Arbah Bashir from the years 2014 through 2018.
Good night, my angel, time to close your eyes and save these questions for another day. I think I know what you've been asking me. I think you know what I've been trying to say. I promised I would never leave you, and you should always know wherever you may go, no matter where you are, I never will be far away. Good night, my angel, now it's time to sleep, and still so many things I want to say. Remember all the songs you sang for me when we were sailing on an emerald bay, and like a boat out on the ocean, I'm rocking you to sleep. The water's dark and deep, just like this ancient heart. You'll always be a part of me. Good night, my angel, now it's time to dream, and dream how wonderful your life will be. Someday your child may cry, and if you sing this love someday we'll all be gone, but lullabies go on and on. They never die. That's how you and I will be. David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Baby, I've been here before. I know this room and I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Taught us how to live in love and how to search out peace that does elude you. It's not a cry that you hear at night. It's someone who has seen the light. The heavenly choir was singing hallelujah. Shuva Hadesh Yameinu 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 soul is weary. When troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up. You raise me up. You raise me up. What a day for a daydream. I said a day. What a day for a daydreaming boy. And I'm lost in a daydream. Dreaming about my bundle of joy. And even if time ain't really on my side, it's one of those days we're taking a walk outside. I'm blowing the day to take a walk in the sun and fall on my face on somebody's new mowed lawn. I've been having a sweet dream. I've been dreaming since I woke up today. It's starring me and my sweet dream. 'Cause she's the one makes me feel this way. And even if time is passing me by a lot, I couldn't care less about the dues you say I got. Tomorrow I'll pay the dues for dropping my load. A pie in the face for being a sleeping bull toad. And you can be sure that if you're feeling right, a daydream will last along into the night. Tomorrow at breakfast you may pick up your ears, or you may be daydreaming for 1,000 years. What a day for a daydream. Custom made for a daydreaming boy. Daydreaming boy. Daydreaming boy. Ha 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 ha. Now if I were a rich man, diddle deedle diddle digga digga deedle diddle dum, all day long I'd biddy biddy bum. If I were a wealthy man, ha, wouldn't have to work hard. Diddle deedle diddle digga digga deedle diddle dum. If I were a bitty bitty rich, idle diddy diddle diddle man. I built a big tall house with rooms by the dozen, right in the middle of the town. A fine tin roof with real wooden floors below. There would be one long staircase just going up, and one even longer coming down, and one more leaning nowhere just for show. If I were a rich man, I'd fill my yard with chicks and turkeys and geese and ducks for the town to see and hear, squawking just as noisily as they can. Such a noise, and every quack and cluck and gobble and honk would land like a trumpet on the ear, as if to say here lives a wealthy man. If I were a rich man, diddle-deedle-diddle, digga-digga-deedle-diddle-dum, all day long I'd biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, ha! Wouldn't have to work hard. Diddle-deedle-diddle, digga-digga-deedle-diddle-dum-dum. Lord, who made the lion and the lamb, you decreed I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan if I were a wealthy man?
Arbah Bashir.
For the longest time, whoa, for the longest. If you said goodbye to me tonight, there would still be music left to write. What else could I do? I'm so inspired by you. That hasn't happened for the longest time. Once I thought my innocence was gone. Now I know that happiness goes on. That's where you found me when you put your arms around me. I haven't been there for the longest time. Maybe this won't last very long, but you feel so right, and I could be wrong. Maybe I've been hoping too hard, but I've gone this far, and it's more than I hope for. Who knows how much further we'll go on? Maybe I'll be sorry when you're gone. I'll take my chances. I forgot our nice romances. I haven't been there for the longest time. I had second thoughts at the start. I said to myself, hold on to your heart. Now I know the woman that you are. You're wonderful so far, and it's more than I hope for. I don't care what consequence it brings. I have been a fool for lesser things. I want you so bad. I think you ought to know that I intend to hold you for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest time.
for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest time. Forevermore. Now, baby, I'm not one that gets around, but swear my feet stuck to the ground. And though I never did meet you before, I said hello, Mary Lou.
Goodbye, heart.
Goodbye, heart. I said, sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you.
I'm in love with Mary.
I knew Mary Lou.
We never part.
We never part. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. Goodbye, heart.
Saw your lips, I heard your voice. Believe me, I just had no choice. Wild horses couldn't make me get away. Thought about the moonlit night, arms about you good and tight. That's all I need to see for me to stay. Hey, hey, hello, Mary Lou.
Goodbye, heart.
Goodbye, heart. I said, sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you.
I'm in love with Mary.
I knew Mary Lou.
We'd never part.
We'd never part. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. Goodbye, heart. Hello, Mary Lou. I'm in love with you. Yes, hello, Mary Lou.
Goodbye, heart.
Right from the start, I said hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart.
Goodbye,
Heart. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads. All my memories gather round her, miner's lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road. I hear her voice in the morning hour, she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads.
Thank you guys, that was absolutely amazing. Thank you Arbah Bashir, David Bernstein, Larry Grupp, Brooke Jacobs, and David Wiener. Rabbi Michael Skobac, Director of Education and Counseling for Jews for Judaism, has been involved in Jewish outreach and counter-missionary education for over 40 years. Through Rabbi Skobac's local and online worldwide outreach, he has been instrumental in reaching millions of people every year, and he has had a profound impact on saving countless Jewish lives and keeping Jews Jewish. Rabbi Skobac is a true treasure of the Jewish people, both here locally in Toronto and throughout the world. Please welcome Rabbi Michael Skobac.
Thank you, Hyim, for your generous introduction. And of course, tremendous thanks to Shaarei Shomayim congregation for hosting this year's 28th annual Cavalcade of Stars program in support of Jews for Judaism's global outreach. And thank you, Rabbi Diamond, for your kind words, as well as thanks to Jerry and Sandy Genesove, as well as the many donors that they've brought on board to enable Jews for Judaism to be able to keep Jews Jewish and to save Jewish lives. And of course, a special thank you to all the many performers who have made this year's Cavalcade of Stars event a reality. I'm often asked, what does Jews for Judaism do? And sometimes I would respond by asking in turn, well, do you have at least an hour? It is a very long story. Jews for Judaism have sometimes been referred to as the 911 of the Jewish community. Our work is to confront head-on numerous grave threats to Jewish survival and Jewish spiritual continuity. There still is a tremendous threat today by aggressive and deceptive Christian missionaries. Contrary to what many people believe, they have not gone away. They have made a strategic decision to go where their audience is. A famous quip has someone asking a famous bank robber, why do you rob banks? And he said, that's where the money is. And so Christian missionaries have come to realize that today people live on their phones, on their tablets, on their devices. And so they have their presence, their outreach, their propaganda is online, on websites, chat rooms, videos, YouTube. They are reaching Jews in the convenience of their homes and on their devices. As well, missionaries have not stopped their face-to-face, person-to-person work. Today, as we speak right now, there are Christian missionary groups in Israel that are targeting vulnerable Ukrainian refugees that have escaped the clutches of death, are arriving at Ben Gurion Airport, and missionaries are there to greet them, to offer them help and places to live and jobs and food and clothing. This is still going on all over the world. Now, Jews for Judaism has as well not only continued our programming, our lectures to schools and synagogues and Jewish organizations here in Canada, but because of the social media and because of the internet, everything we do now is online. We have literally hundreds of videos that address the missionary threat and address missionary propaganda, and they are going viral, many of them, and we're reaching over 5,000 people a day through our YouTube videos and through our social media presence. As well, we still face a threat from destructive cults that rob people of their freedom, of their ability to think on their own. They separate people from their friends and their family, from their jobs. And Jews for Judaism, through our preventative educational programs, through our specialized counseling, helps to assist families that are struggling with a family member who has been influenced by a cult, and we work directly with affected people to help get them to reevaluate their involvement in cults and to free them from the shackles of those kinds of groups. As well, there's a tremendous threat to Jewish continuity from Eastern religions and New Age spiritual groups. We know that many studies have shown that about 25% of North American Buddhists come from a Jewish background. There are far too many Jewish people who just assume that Judaism has no spirituality. And so a significant number of our programs directly address this issue. We have programs on Jewish meditation, on vegetarianism, on spirituality, on personal growth. And we've been told by many of our viewers that these videos have changed their lives. They discovered for the first time that Judaism has something that speaks to them, that can help them grow spiritually and grow closer to God. One of the greatest threats facing the Jewish community for many years now has been growing apathy, ignorance, assimilation that has led in many North American cities to an intermarriage rate of over 75%. And Jews for Judaism's programs basically address the question of why be Jewish? What is there in Judaism that can relate to literally any Jewish person? And again, we've been told by many people that these programs have woken them up to realize that Judaism has something for them. Judaism is able to give them meaning in life and purpose and a focus, and they discover a tremendous pride in reconnecting with their Jewish heritage and their Jewish identity. And finally, there is a tremendously growing threat now of anti-Israel propaganda and agitation, especially for our young students on university campuses, where to identify and support Israel is a very difficult thing to do. The pressure is growing steadily for Jewish students to even, in a positive way, identify with our homeland, the State of Israel. And we have videos on our YouTube channel that help address the claims that are made by anti-Israel BDS activists, and to help Jewish people, especially young students, feel that they have a right to a homeland, that their homeland has a right to defend themselves against terrorism, and that they have nothing to be ashamed about for supporting an amazing place like the land of Israel. For me personally, I would like to thank God for allowing me to do this incredibly meaning and inspiring work, because every single day I get to meet people that need the services that we offer, and they're extremely appreciative, be they parents who are helping to deal with their children who are either abandoning Judaism or gravitating towards other religions, or to those people themselves that are allowing us to help them reevaluate their lives, reevaluate, for example, their commitment to Christianity or their commitment to Buddhism, or their gravitating towards atheism, and to tell us that we've made a change. We've helped them really change the direction of their lives. It's inspiring to me to meet such people. And literally every single day we hear from people that have been blessed, that have been changed by the work of Jews for Judaism. Just yesterday I received a phone call from a woman who just wanted to tell me she was so grateful for the help we provided her a few months ago. She was dating a Christian man, and he was trying not just to win her heart over to himself, but he was interested in influencing her and having her become a Christian. And she contacted us. She needed help. She needed resources. She needed information. And she was calling me to thank me that the information that we provided her, the resources we provided her, helped her not just to stay strong and resist his attempts, his efforts to convert her to Christianity, but it got her to realize that this is not someone for her. And she ended the relationship, and this woman was calling to thank me that now she has redirected her life towards taking Judaism more seriously. She's going to synagogue, she's attending classes, and she's telling me it's the most amazing experience now that she's had this connection to her own Judaism rekindled because of this event in her life and through the help of Jews for Judaism. We are making a tremendous impact on the Jewish world globally, and I want to thank really so many people that have made this possible. Again, I want to thank our generous donors. I want to thank Shaarei Shomayim congregation for hosting this event. Of course, I want to thank Jerry and Sandy Genesove for their tireless efforts. And of course, to all the performers that have made this event a possibility and a success. Thank you so much, and I want to wish everyone a joyous Passover.
Thank you, Rabbi Skobac, for sharing that absolutely vital information. You have helped us to appreciate the massive amount of work that is involved in keeping Jews Jewish. It is clear that we all have to partner with you and with Julius and with Jews for Judaism and to become Jews for Judaism ourselves to continue to save Jewish lives. The Shul of Rock is a high-energy, entertaining Jewish rock and roll band. They play the music of some old favorites, such as the Beatles, Dire Straits, and the Stray Cats, but with their own flair, as you'll soon discover. The Shul of Rock features Dov Apter, Cary Fishman, Michael Glogauer, and David Kleiman. Enjoy their amazing performance.
many things that you say. I think somebody better put out the big light, 'cause I can't stand the city of this way. Handsome, I know this world is nearly you. Handsome, my name is Jude. 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 One, two, three. Took a good look inside my soul. I tried to find a way from the cold. Oh, I found the strength, I found love. And we go into the light, into the light. Sunshine, feel the warmth of God upon your face. Blue skies, looking for Shomayim above. I found strength, I found love. We go into the light. Here comes the sun. Here comes the
The smiles return into their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. It's alright. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. Oh, through the revolution. Babies don't even know what to eat. Shoot the children with no shoes on their feet. Lots of people living in the streets. Oh, there's a solution. I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. Oh, revolution. Take it away, Bert.
Thank you so much, Dov Apter, Cary Fishman, Michael Glogauer, and David Kleiman, the Shul of Rock. Without question, the annual Cavalcade of Stars Evening of Jewish Music in support of the vital work of Jews for Judaism through Shomayim's Entertainment and Cultural Committee would simply not exist if it were not for the tireless efforts of our next speakers, Jerry and Sandra Genesove. Both have been active here in the synagogue for over 3 decades and are vital pillars of the important work of Jews for Judaism. For the last 28 years, they have been relentless in their desire to help keep Jews Jewish and to save Jewish lives through raising funds for the vital worldwide counter-missionary work of Jews for Judaism. Please welcome my friends, Sandra and Jerry Genesove.
Okay, hi everyone. It's the 28th year that Jerry and I have been associated with the Cavalcade of Stars and Jews for Judaism. And it just feels like yesterday. And I'm going to turn it over to Jerry.
Okay, it's hard to realize that I was only a young kid of 63 when we started, and now I'm 91. And I'm one of these people that's very fortunate because I have a wonderful wife who keeps me in shape there. But seriously, involvement with Jews for Judaism reminds me of the Fiddler in the Roof. Tradition, tradition, tradition. Because we have traditions that have gone back thousands of years. And somehow we keep evolving. And look at these beautiful stained glass windows from the old Shomayim. And they're here. They were a good link to our past. And I hope future generations will feel a link to the future. Because we are one people. We've gone through adversity. Probably will go through adversity again. But we stand proud as Jews. And that's one of the things that I'm proud, and my wife is proud of, is the fact that with Jews for Judaism, we've helped keep Jews Jewish there and realize that there is something. We are linked together. I keep saying that, but we are linked together. We're linked from a glorious past, and I hope we will be linked to a glorious future. And I'm really honored to be able to do something, because every time we save a Jewish soul from going the other way, that is important. Our adversaries often have good intentions, but they don't realize when they try to take us from our path, what they're doing is an evil deed. And we have to point out, hey, we are the people of Abraham, of Yitzhak, Yaakov, etc., and we will continue to survive. And again, Sandy and I hopefully will continue to work to keep us surviving as a people who got pride in ourselves and our heritage. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy and Jerry, for your indefatigable commitments to keep Jews Jewish. I hope you continue to set the bar really high as an example for how important it is to reach out to our fellow Jews and to support this incredible organization. Gord Lindsay is a virtuoso and impresario who has performed for us countless times throughout his career. While working in the medical library at a major Toronto hospital, Gord wrote a birthday song for one of his co-workers, which inadvertently launched his musical career. Gordon is an amazing singer, talented songwriter, and unique entertainer. Gord is also an active member of Toronto's Jewish community, leading in prayer services and addressing congregants on varied biblical topics. Gord is friendly, engaging, and most importantly, Gord supports the life-saving work of Jews for Judaism. Please welcome our friend and supporter, Gord Lindsay.
In the synagogue services every Sabbath morning, there are 2 points when everything comes to a halt, and we rise and pour our hearts out to God. It's called the Kedusha. It ends in Hallelujah. Here is a portion of the Hebrew verse, my English translation, sung to the tune of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. From your holy abode, O King of ours, show us all your splendor and appear. Oh, come and rule over us, for Zion, will you reign soon in our lifetime? May you dwell to the end of days. May you be exalted and sanctified in your city of Jerusalem. Through all generations, forever and ever, and our eyes will see your kingdom come, as promised in the songs praising your might, written by David anointed by your light. Tidgadal v'tidkadash b'toch Yerushalayim echam לדור ודור ולנצח נצחים ועינינו תראנה מלכותך כדבר חמור בשירי עוזך על ידי דוד Mashiach tzidkecha. Then God will rule forevermore. Your God, O Zion. Hallelujah. The next song is about our eternal and perennial longing for Mashiach. And of course, in order for Mashiach to come, Elijah, the prophet, Eliyahu Hanavi has to come. So this song is how some of us feel about asking Eliyahu Hanavi to come. It's a message song, actually. I might as well explain a little bit about it. It seems in this song that maybe some of the things we want Mashiach to resolve for us are perhaps some things that we can resolve for ourselves. Eliyahu Atishbi, Eliyahu Giladi, Eliyahu Kanai, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Atishbi, Eliyahu Giladi, Eliyahu Kanai, She'avo. Yislach lekol avonoteinu. He will come and will right all our wrongs and return our hearts to their songs. Our sisters and daughters will not hate anymore. And bullies will learn to lay down their swords. Eliyahu Hanavi, you're the man of prophecy. Come and teach humanity. Lead us to our destiny. We have waited long enough. Please come down from up above. After all the years have passed, give us another chance. If you come, we won't cheat. We won't lie, we won't steal. We'll stop causing so many tears. We will care for more than ourselves. We'll climb mountains just to offer help. And then you'll see how good we can be. We will touch your holy robes and find our way back home. Home, home. Eliyahu Adavi, Eliyahu Atishbi, Eliyahu Giladi, Eliyahu Kanai, Eliyahu Anavi, Eliyahu Atishbi, Eliyahu Giladi, Eliyahu Kanai. Sheyavo, 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 Sheyavo.
Thank you so much, Gord, for your performance. You are truly an engaging and inspiring entertainer. Julius Ciss, founder and executive director of Jews for Judaism, attended Shaarei Synagogue in the olden days on St. Clair Avenue West here in Toronto. It was Julius's exposure to these stained glass windows that caused him and motivated him to make these windows a theme of the 28th annual Cavalcade of Stars. And behind me is a stained glass window profiling the upcoming holiday of Pesach, Passover, that we will celebrate in just a few weeks. Here's Julius to explain a bit more of the history and meaning behind these very special windows.
Thank you, Hyim Bessin, for your introduction and for the great job that you are doing as Master of Ceremonies for the 28th Annual Cavalcade of Stars Evening of Jewish Music in support of the vital global outreach of Jews for Judaism. And thanks to Shomayim Congregation for hosting this event for the past 28 years, thus enabling Jews for Judaism to achieve incredible success in our Jewish outreach. Just in 2021 alone, Jews for Judaism reached over 2.5 million people worldwide. Thank you, Shomayim, for your help in making that miracle possible. Rabbi Elliott Diamond, I really appreciate your kind and sensitive words earlier on. Your father's analogy of the window as a portal to reaching and helping others is one that I will always remember. To my partner at Jews for Judaism, Rabbi Michael Skobac, thank you for giving our supporters an insider's perspective on the incredible variety of challenges we face every day at Jews for Judaism, but more importantly, of the many lives changed and saved in our effort to keep Jews Jewish. A special thanks goes to all the performers who have helped make this evening an amazing success. I especially want to thank and mention each of you by name. Arbah Bashir, which includes David Bernstein, Larry Grupp, Brooke Jacobs, and David Wiener for their fantastic barbershop harmonies and taking us down memory lane. Rabbi Jesse Shore, accompanied by Rabbi Michael Skobac and Rabbi Elliott Cohen, who provided us with that amazing heartfelt kumsitz. Shui Edelstein's surreal and uplifting piano performance. I'm sure Liberace would be jealous. Gord Lindsay, thank you for never failing to impact your audiences as a vocal virtuoso. Paul Matthew and Serge Grosu for bringing us back to the shtetl of Fiddler on the Roof. What an amazing experience. And the Shul of Rock's Dov Apter, Cary Fishman, Michael Glogauer, and David Kleiman for bringing me back to the old days when I enjoyed their 60s styles of music and wearing a ponytail and cowboy boots. But let's face it, Jews for Judaism could never have benefited from 28 years of Cavalcade of Stars evenings of Jewish music without the tireless efforts of Jerry and Sandy Genesove. It's hard to believe that when Jerry and Sandy first approached me almost 3 decades ago to propose this annual fundraising event for Jews for Judaism, I had a full head of dark brown hair. And through that time, there have been countless Jewish lives that have been positively affected because of the efforts of Jerry and Sandy Genesove. Thank you so much, Jerry and Sandy. This year's 28th annual Cavalcade of Stars is in honor of and appreciation to those generous members of Shomayim congregation who sponsored the restoration and installation of the stained glass windows legacy from the Shul's former building on St. Clair Avenue West, and also in remembrance of the dearly departed loved ones to whom many of these windows have been dedicated. As a child, on Shabbat morning, I often davened with my father in the old sanctuary of the Shul on St. Clair. Countless times, my eyes were drawn up towards the spectacular art of the stained glass windows, like the ones behind me, towering way above me on the north or south walls of the Shul. Sometimes, when my father would catch me gazing at the windows during the Torah reading, he would ask me, "Vos kiekst du? Gib a kiek in the Chumash. What are you looking at? You should be following in the Torah reading." Okay, what are you going to do? But even as a child, I found the images depicted in the windows helped me be inspired to appreciate the significance and beauty of the Jewish holidays, the pain of the Holocaust, and the joy of the establishment of Eretz Yisrael as a new nation in 1948. And as an adult, when I became an editorial and advertising illustrator and an instructor at the Ontario College of Art, I never forgot those windows. When the congregation moved to 470 Glencairn Avenue, Mr. Benny Stark removed the stained glass windows from the old location, packed them into secure boxes, and carted them off to the new building, where they were placed in storage. And many years later, after a flood, Hy Hirschberg found the original Shomayim stained glass windows hiding in the mechanical room in the Shul basement. Thanks to a number of the Shul's amazing members, the windows were fully restored and are now on display in the Sisterhood Hall and here in the Hirschberg Gallery. Please enjoy the following slide presentation of the Shomayim Congregation Stained Glass Windows Legacy Collection. Each slide will depict the title of the window, the donor or donors being honored, and where applicable, in whose memory the window was dedicated. I hope you enjoy that inspiring visual experience of being transported through all the Jewish holidays. I can't help but think of the countless synagogue members from the old location who had the pleasure of seeing the sun shine through these windows every Shabbos and holiday. My desire is that those who are able to see these windows in the future will also be inspired to appreciate the beauty, the spirituality, and connection to Judaism and the Almighty. Again, thank you to all who made this year's 28th annual Cavalcade of Stars in support of Jews for Judaism a tremendous success. Wishing you all a very happy Chag Kosher V'Sameach, happy Passover 5782. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julius, for that incredible insight into being in the olden days in Shaar Shemaim Synagogue on St. Clair Avenue West. Your presentation of these precious stained glass windows was informative and inspiring, and it is obvious that they motivated you to become the person who you are today and to share that meaning and inspiration with us. Combining the European flair of accordion and violin, Paul Matthew and Serge Grosu will present a medley of songs from Fiddler on the Roof and more. Please welcome Paul and Serge.
I'd like to dedicate these songs in memory of my late father, Bill Burrell. I'm sure many people remember him from all the chasanas and bar mitzvahs and sheva bruchas that he played, and I played with him. And now I'd like to play two medleys. One is klezmer music, and the other is Hasidish.
Thank you, Paul and Serge, for that incredible performance. To close out this event, I'd like to invite Arbah Bashir to come back and play one more song for us this evening.
You're getting tanned in the Holy Land, and I'll be all alone. So don't forget the internet and fully charge your phone. Charge your phone and
text me from the Holy Land. Let me know you care. Just a word or two of text from you will remind me you're still there. You don't have to add much to it. One smiley face will do. Baby, text me from the Holy Land, 'cause I'm missing kissing only you. Text me from the Holy Land, make my holiday complete. Though you're far from me, say you'll be RB. That's a text I'll never delete. Use just the right emoji, one that makes me LOL. And if your text arrives on Shabbos, I promise I won't tell.
I don't care if you spell things right. I just want to hear from you tonight.
Stroke those keys with your delicate touch, and type those little letters that mean so much. Text me from the Holy Land, send a selfie too. If you think of me at the Galilee, I'll pretend my screen is you. Show me that you love me text, phone a kiss and hug me. I'll be right here waiting for my pants to start vibrating. Text me from the Holy Land and I will text you too. From Israel, that's the least that you could do.
Did you get it? Let's see it.
I'll be sure to mail this out to each and every one of you.
Thank you, Arbah Bashir, for that grand finale, and for your continuing support of Jews for Judaism. Thank you all for joining us for the 28th annual Cavalcade of Stars in support of Jews for Judaism and their vital counter-missionary work. If you have not yet made a donation, please consider going to the website at jewsforjudaism.ca and please click Donate, where you will receive a full tax receipt. Your donation will help keep Jews Jewish. Thank you so much, and we wish you all a very happy and healthy Pesach, happy and healthy Passover 5782 in the year 2022. Thank you once again. Have a good evening.